Okay. Hello, everyone. This is She's Connected SA. I'm Pietru, and today I'm speaking to a beautiful being who does drumming, empowerment, and mindfulness for people in Cape Town. That's Cape Town, right, Nidhi?
Yes, that's right, in Cape
Okay.
Town,
So
and the garden route as well.
yes. So
Yes.
we're going to be speaking to Nidhi Chaitow. I hope I got that right. I know that I've asked, but if I got that right, maybe you just want to correct your name and surname before we go ahead.
Okay, so my name's Nidhi. It's a Sanskrit name. It means treasure, and my surname is Chaitow, or alternatively, if pronounced the way it was by my ancestors, it's Chaitow, and that means good life. So
Oh,
there you go.
beautiful. Oh, beautiful. Oh, that was much more than I expected. Oh, stunning, stunning. So, Nidhi, so I'm very excited. You know, I got a hold of you through Women of the Earth, the Women of the Earth gathering. I went into their website. I'm speaking to Gelda later, and I was like, I have to speak to you. Your image, the picture just looks so beautiful, and the drumming is so stunning. And I know a lot of people who do drumming, you know, and for drumming for me is always like a heartbeat, like you're sinking into a heartbeat of earth and the people around you. Tell me more about your drumming circles and your empowerment workshops and your mindfulness workshops. Like, tell me what is it that you do for people?
My concept is called Conscious Rhythm. That's my brand. And I basically work with rhythm with people because we fundamentally need to flow with our own rhythm. And most of the time when we're off rhythm and we're out of our own rhythm, so we feel sad or depressed or exhausted or depleted, or we don't connect with others. So the concept is around how we work in rhythm. And that the rhythm it's very connected to the beat of the drum, because the beat of the drum connects you with the earth. It connects you with your prime heartbeat and with yourself. And then the concept that I work with basically is that you connect with yourself and your own beats, and then through that you then start to tune in and listen to the others in the group. Staying true to yourself, but at the same time being part of with everybody else's own individual rhythm, and then what we put out into the world. And that's the concept of core my work. And I use drumming in groups. I do group process, therapeutic group work, facilitation of different processes, empowerment, connecting with the self, listening to the self. Then I also am a counselor, so I do individual work, which I've called conscious counseling. And that again is just trying to connect people to themselves and work through their pain and trauma and grief, because there's a lot of that specifically in South Africa, but in the world today, you know, there's a lot of pain and a lot of grief that people, and using rhythm as a tool, it helps to move away what's stuck and often can't be expressed. So the drumming and the rhythm, and I don't have to always use a drum to do drumming. You can use your body, you can use a table, you can clap your hands, you can pat on your heart. So it's just about trying to tune into your own rhythm, and in that way it helps you to connect with other rhythm of what's going on.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, it's true what you say. Like, you know, stay in the flow, stick to what's good for you and light for you. And everybody's got their own heartbeat, their own pace. And it's you know, it doesn't help that you go ahead and try and fit in with other people's pace or with their beats. You know, you just like roll on your own. I find that works for people. Nidhi, do you find that people come to you and they feel like a bit intimidated when they start drumming? Like maybe they don't have.
Yes, most of the time they'll sit down and say, I can't drum, I've got no rhythm.
Yeah.
And that just inspires me to show them that within like not even a minute, they feel comfortable, they're relaxed, and they're drumming, you know, they're playing at their rhythm, and they do have rhythm. And so it's again, there's no mind involved in this. It's really to get out of your mind, and we set a lot of obstacles for ourselves when we make statements like I have no rhythm, because fundamentally our heartbeat is a rhythm, and if our rhythm stops, we are no more. So we do have rhythm. It's about trusting our own rhythm and then believing in our own rhythm. So yes, it's a thing. And also my work with drumming has now become predominantly with women. And my concept around that is to give women a voice, to give them a space to be heard and not be intimidated. So it's very much about a more gentle, inclusive space where everybody's welcome in the circle, and there's a place for everyone, and everyone has their own voice and their own sound and their own rhythm, and that's important. So yeah.
Yeah, I love the drums. Like, I love listening to it, and I am one of those people. Like, whenever somebody hands me a drum, I'm like, oh no, 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 no. But then when they take it away, I'll start tapping and beating to something, either on the rocks or on my legs or something. So obviously there's an inner child and an inner playfulness that wants to come out, but yet I feel so intimidated when I have the drums in front of me. And you have to like hit it, and the sounds that come out is very powerful. Do you see people transforming energetically before your eyes? Do you see them coming a bit more alive, a bit more playful?
No idea what I witness every time I drum, and I've drummed since 1994. I've been drumming with thousands of people, and there's the transformation that I witness every single time I do a drumming workshop, be it with 2 people or 50 people.
Yeah.
The shift and change in people is unbelievable. And I do a process, and because I'm doing research on this work, and I do a process at the beginning of my circle where I always ask people to check in and tell me how they're feeling. And at the end, I do the same thing, to check out and tell me how they're feeling. And that's a very good way for me to gain statistics on the shifts that happen for people. But besides what they verbalize, visually I can see the transformation. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. So it's huge amounts of fun. So although there's a seriousness and a therapeutic side of it, it's such fun. It's such an amazing, fun thing to do that it just makes people sparkle and shine. And that's the thing, is that they feel good. They feel good afterwards. Yeah.
I think Nidhi, I think so many people are alone. They feel lonely. And when they gather in groups like this, and they interact with that, and they actually move into their bodies, and they feel that what is it, that resonance basically that comes off the drum. I think that really is where the magic is, and just being part of like a large group. And you being in Cape Town, I mean, this is such an amazing place. I mean, with amazing venues. Like, do you go into nature with people for your workshops?
The thing is that I'm new to Cape Town. I haven't been here for that long, and I'm from the garden route. And in the garden route, yes, we would go into nature. But I'm still finding my way in Cape Town. I don't know places to go. People complain a lot about the noise. So I keep trying to find venues, find places that we can work in. So at the moment, I'm in a stage of networking, of connecting with people, to try and find where we can actually do this more and more. I've had, it's interesting. There's a lot of amazing stuff happening here, but there's a lot of complaints. There's a lot of people don't want the noise. They don't want you in their venue. One place I went to, they charged me a fortune, and I had to barricade us in. I had on the doors, etc., so that the noise wouldn't go out and disturb the neighbors. So it's an interesting thing that it's another challenge about being connected. And the other day I was looking at the silent disco story where people put on headphones, and I thought maybe I should start silent drumming circles where we just silently drum together. And it's maybe a concept that I'm going to work on promoting, and then we can sit in nature and connect with nature, and I can do more sort of quiet drumming circles where we drum on our heart. So
Oh, Nidhi, I've got so many people that I need to connect you with. So we need to do it via email. I mean, so many places. Like we usually go out to Chapman Peak, and there's a cave right at the end where you can park, and you just walk down there, and you go in there, and there's a cave, and you can actually go and sit and drum there, which is really, really beautiful. Because, but you also have to be very careful, so don't try this on your own. But yes, no, you know, like if anybody's listening to this, you know, and you're in Cape Town and you have a spot in a venue for Nidhi to use, please like connect with her and share your space. It's so important that we get people together, drumming and feeling their heartbeats and the earth and like just being connected to people. I find that's where the magic is people that have and bring people together. You know, especially that's where, for me, that's where the magic is where people can connect, you know, where they wouldn't have otherwise. So, Nidhi, your workshops, I love the fact that you're working with women. How have you found that your workshops improve or empower women? Do they become more sure of themselves, more confident, more sort of awakened, more, what's the word that I'm going for? Oh, I've lost you. Oh, goodness. So we're just going to wait a bit for her to see if she comes back on. If not, then I think we'll do a second interview. But let's just wait. So Nidhi's details, it is listed below on the YouTube video. So if you want to connect with her and do some drumming and really step into like your own space, you can connect with her. All the details are on there. She's on Facebook as well. And you can find her on the Women of the Earth Gathering website. Hi, you're back.
I lost you. I lost you. I'm so sorry.
And I lost you, but that's fine. No, it's always awkward. Like when somebody checks out, you know, I sit here and then you kind of feel like very awkward, you know, because you know that, you know, you've got viewers and people are going to be watching this. So Nidhi, so I was asking about the women that come to your workshops, you know, and the transformation that takes place for them. Is there a sense of
okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can. So
okay, brilliant.
So what I often do with my workshops is I'll create a theme around the elements, or for the last Woman of the Earth, I did the Triple Goddess, I did Maiden, Mother, Crone. So I bring in an energy of a theme that I love to work with, that's empowering. And, you know, it's amazing when people are given an opportunity to just connect with themselves and connect with their own rhythm, perhaps the theme, and they look at perhaps fire in their life or their water, their emotions, and they just start to realize the opportunities and available things for them, which are sometimes they don't have a moment to see in their busy lives. And so that's the magic of the workshops. Is it's very much about connection, and you've spoken a lot about connection. So it's about connection with the self, and then with others that are on the same path, on the same journey, and that is empowering, because we don't walk alone. We do walk together, and we share a lot of the same challenges. And what I'm able to do is to create a very safe environment for.
Oh no, we've lost her again. I don't think the connection is that good. So we're going to try this one more time, and if we lose the connection again, then that'll be the last of the Drumming Empowerment Mindfulness with Nidhi. As I said before, you know, all her details are below. It's amazing work that she does. She's an amazing woman, new to Cape Town. So if you are in Cape Town and you'd like to get involved with her, please get in contact with her and let's get you drumming wherever they are. Hi, Nidhi.
I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on today. There's gremlins everywhere. So
It's tech. Like, you have to go with the times. Tech usually is. It's like that. It's either reliable or unreliable, and we just go with the flow. And she's connected SA. So. Yeah, what I've been saying to people while you're gone is this way they can get your information on that if this happens again. But I do think that drumming is very important for women. It gets you into a certain beat and it gets you also moving because we as women, we can't help but start moving our bodies when we hear rhythm and when we hear drums and when we hear music. It's just the way that women are. So if you're not moving enough as a woman, I would highly, highly suggest you getting into doing activities that can get you listening to the beat and moving to a beat, or just interacting with something that's gonna just spark your enthusiasm about being here and being alive and being a woman on this planet.
absolutely.
Is that correct?
I just wanted to say something as well, that the serious side of my work is that I've just studied a degree in applied psychology to bring a very theoretical and therapeutic basis to my work. And one of the things that I'm developing and working on is around gender-based violence. And one of the most things is that women don't have a voice and they often don't speak up about what the abuse that's happening in their lives. And this is across the spectrum of all demographics of our society, from the very poor to the very rich. Exactly. And part of that is about having a voice. And what's amazing about drumming is that it gives you power. It connects you with power of the earth. It connects you with your own power. And it makes you feel a little bit more invincible and a little bit more stronger to be able to stand up and say no and be strong. And I think that's very important, is in our society, the way it is, women don't often have a voice. And put a woman behind a drum, whether she's good or not, it doesn't matter. But it gives you this strength that can propel you forward. And I think that's very important, that women have a voice and that they use their voice in a constructive and empowered way. So.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful, Nidhi. So we've got a back. I don't know if you still have your headphones in. But we've got a bit of a feedback loop. Yes, thank you for mentioning that. I think it's so important because we're also in She's Connected S, and I keep on saying it in all the interviews. We have the pledge going where we say, take the pledge, ask the question, start the conversation. And I would really encourage women to start doing that. I know I say this in every interview, is that if we speak up and we speak out, we can solve whatever issue it is that people are walking around with, because ultimately the truth is people that are hurt other people. And when we can open up and listen to them and create a safe space for them, then we can heal and bring to the surface what they can't on their own. And that, I think, is where the transformation and the magic lies, and also where the shift is for women in South Africa and women all over the world.
Very much so.
Yeah, it really is to speak up. So I'd be very interested to sit in on your workshops and also actually call out women, in my network. Anybody, Nidhi, I don't know, what your fees are like. I don't know how far you're prepared to go or what the exchange is, but I feel almost that those who can facilitate, that we need to get massive sponsors on board, and that we can actually get these women into groups and facilitation sessions for them to awaken and open up and speak up and let go of what they can't let go of. So I'd be very interested to sit in on some of your facilitations and see how we can be of a contribution.
Okay, I'm very open and my fees are negotiable. It always depends on who I'm working with. And for me, it's really about creating support circles, about being connected, about being empowered and transformation. So I mean, that's the essence of who I am in my work. And, if I can help to make a difference in people's lives, then I feel like then I'm serving and doing what I'm meant to be doing. So,
Amazing, beautiful, serving and doing what you were meant to be doing. Thank you for that. Beautiful. Yeah. So, Nidhi, I want to ask you one more question. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Brilliant. I ask everybody that comes into the channel.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, brilliant. So I ask everybody that comes into the channel, what led them on this journey? Like, what was the path? What was the change, the tipping point that brought them to a point where they decided to get into work, like the work that you're doing? Was there a massive shift for you in your life?
Well, first of all, I started drumming in 1994 as South Africa was changing. And I think for me, what I got was that we got together and there were like hundreds of people from different classes, races, religions, you name it. And we would just get together and play drums and play music for 2 to 3 hours. And I started seeing the power of music as a connecting tool, as that this is how we're going to heal our country and we're going to heal each other. And that was a turning point for me. I also was very shy before and very self-conscious. And I didn't like myself very much. And since when I started drumming and then started like working with it and using it as a tool, I changed, I transformed, and I got my confidence. I can stand up and talk to people and facilitate workshops and do my work. And it's interesting. So it really healed me and gave me an impetus to move forward. And nothing in my life has ever done that for me.
Amazing. Amazing. I just want to reach through the computer and just give you like a massive hug and just say yay and celebrate that. So amazing. I wish, that's my greatest wish, is for people just to like open up and see like a different possibility. And for everybody it's different. Don't you find, like, for everybody there's something different? Maybe drumming isn't going to be your thing, but maybe something else will be. But like, you have to go out and try at least. Because if you haven't tried, you haven't lived, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So Nidhi, I'm going to say goodbye to you. But before I do, I'd like you to just give me your email address, just to say that out here, and also your website.
Okay, sure. So it's premnidhi.com is my website, and my email address is nidhi@premnidhi.com.
Brilliant, brilliant. And do you have a final message that you want to share with women before I say goodbye to you?
Just to keep trusting yourself and believing in yourself and finding your rhythm and just be happy and connected and realize that you're not alone. We walk together on this path.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Exactly. So Nidhi, thank you so much. I'm going to be connecting with you again via email and in person.
Okay.
So
Fabulous.
For everyone that's watching this, if you're feeling like a little bit stuck in your life, or you're feeling like you just need to shake your booty, or you need to bang something, just connect with Nidhi. She's in Cape Town now from Wilderness, so there's a lot of earth energy behind her. And I hope to see you at one of her workshops. And
awesome.
Nidhi, you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for the interview and being on the channel. She's Connected SA. And for those, we're just going to say it again. The mission this year is to really get women to waken up and speak out. So if you want to take the She's Connected SA pledge, please go to www.shesconnected.co.za. There's a pledge for women and for men. Take the pledge. Ask the question, start the conversation. If you don't know how, we'll send you an email about exactly what questions you have to ask. But speak to the women in your life, find out what's happened. Speak to the men in your life and find out what's happened to them. Sometimes the men walk around with exactly the same secrets that we have. And it's about time that we get that out to the surface and we start loving each other from a very compassionate place, and we start holding the space for people to heal. So Nidhi, I'm going to be working with you in the future. I know that. I feel very excited about that. I wish you a beautiful day, and I hope that whoever's watching this will be connecting with you and have an awesome life. Live your divine life with She's Connected SA. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Petru. Bye-bye.
Bye, Nidhi. Bye.
Bye.